Well, welcome to Lunchtime with Region 9. I'm one of your region directors, Mark Downey. I'll let Jamie introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Jamie Newman from Wasilla, Alaska, and I'm one of your other region directors along with Mark.
Sorry, I'm from Eastville, California. I forgot to include that part. Purpose of this meeting, it's pretty casual. Feel free to put on your cameras. We'd love to see your faces. If you have any questions during the presentation, just raise your hand. We're happy to stop in the middle and answer any questions. It's pretty free flowing. If you have questions about stuff we don't mention, feel free to ask that too. We'll have a Q&A at the end. We also had some questions submitted prior to the when people registered, so we'll answer those as well. Um, and Before we get started, I know we have a few people from our Region 9 leadership team on the call. I know the Ashton's here, our first vice president from California. She's here. I know Danny Snyder from Alaska registered. Not sure if she's on the call yet. And I know Kayla Dudley from Oregon registered. I'm not sure if she's on the call, but they're both state presidents from Alaska and Oregon. I'm not sure if anyone from Washington's here, but anyway, I just wanted to highlight our Region 9 leadership team, a really good group of individuals that give a lot of their time to their state associations and Region 9 as a whole. So just wanted to highlight them. And so
And
let's,
Mark,
yeah.
I just real quick, I want to recognize, I saw Nancy from Oregon, who is a former president, as well as April Trickey from Alaska. Both of those were served with Mark and I on the leadership team last year. And so just wanted to recognize them and again, thank them for all of their service.
Absolutely.
And if I missed anybody, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so there's others, we're sorry. I can't really see everyone's face because I have the PowerPoint up. All right, so we'll get started. If those who read the newsletter saw this information, but the IMC conference is finally returning to Region 9. We're so excited about this. A lot of bids and a lot of tries from different states in the region over the last over 10 years. We finally got one. City of Bellevue in Washington is going to host the 2028 annual conference. Beautiful location. It's known as the City of Parks, I believe. You can see there's a picture there of one of the parks. The picture on the left, that's the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Everything is inside that hotel, the conference event center, everything is inside that hotel, so you don't have to travel anywhere. So a really great location. We're so happy that it's back here in 2028. Bellevue, and we haven't had one since Portland, Oregon hosted in 2012, so it's been a while. Bellevue's third largest city in Seattle, metropolitan area, fifth largest in the state. So big, beautiful city. We're really excited. We're hoping that we'll get a large showing of Region 9 members in 2028. Please plan for that in the next couple of years. I know the state of Washington did a lot of work to get this conference where it is, and I know they're going to get started on the host committee stuff. So we're really excited about that, and we can't wait to go to Bellevue in a couple of years. I'll let Jamie take this one.
So sooner than later, just talk about 79th IIMC annual conference in St. Louis. Registration is now open. The conference will be this May 2025 from the 18th through the 21st. You'll see on the screen there's the early bird registration. And then once we pass that time, then the 750 applies. I understand that there is a $50 discount or credit applied for first-time attendees. So be sure and look for that. The conference will be held at the Hyatt Regency, which is in downtown St. Louis, walking distance to the Arch, also the ball fields, all sorts of amenities. Mark and I visited St. Louis for our mid-year board meeting in November, and personally, I absolutely fell in love with the city. So lots of history, lots of rich architecture, great food. I understand, there's competitions for, some say it's the best barbecue you'll find in the South. So the hotel is cashless. I know I'm a person that I'm kind of an old school cash person, so keep that in mind. It is cashless. There is a Starbucks. There's a Ruth Chris Steakhouse in the hotel that's delicious. They do kind of a happy hour steak special that was really nice if you wanted to treat yourself. And then, Mark, I think there was a couple other restaurants, if I remember correctly, on site in the hotel. The Hyatt Regency through IIMC has a strict cancellation policy. So don't, it is my understanding that if you book a room and you cancel regardless of the reason, you're going to be charged one night. Is that your understanding, Karen or
Yes.
Dr. J? Yeah. And then theme for the conference is Rockin' and Rollin' on the River. And of course, there, if you attend the conference, you can earn 12 points towards your MMC or CMC. Of course, you'll have to submit the assessments and written materials that are due. And prior to conference, I know that there's advanced academies, there's Athenian dialogues, and so there's opportunity to build on points through your attendance. So any questions on the conference?
Also, the all conference event, it's going to be at the Arch area in that state park area. So if you want the opportunity to actually ride in the Arch and go up the Arch, there's actually a thing in there that you can go up on. I believe it's free that night for conference attendees. So if you're planning to do that, don't pay beforehand and do it beforehand because it'll be free conference night. And for the theme for the Rockin' and Rollin' the River, are people dressing as their favorite rock star? Karen or Dr. J, do you know if that's the case?
That's my understanding.
Yes. And if I could add something to this. So for those of you that do come to the Arch, which we hope you do, one thing that we want to make everyone aware of is that because it is a national park, when you go through, it's kind of like going through TSA. So try to bring very minimal as you can. So don't, if you have a bag or a purse, they are going to search it and make you stand aside and go through all of that. So there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You'll have to wear your badge, your name badge, or they won't let you through. So this will all be on the app as well, but it's good to kind of get it out there now so people can mentally prep for that. And one other thing, you'll notice if you are coming to the conference that some of the sessions start later. That is on purpose. That time was put in so that you do have time to go out and perhaps grab breakfast. There's one Starbucks located in the hotel, so we know that a lot of people like to get their coffee. So utilize any quote unquote free time you have to make sure you're able to do that, because we want you all hydrated and ready for your education sessions.
Yeah. And I do know that the host committee has really worked hard on this. They're excited, they're enthused, and I really feel like it's going to be just a really great conference. So if you can attend, I would encourage you to attend.
I can put what Dr. J said about security. They will check you. Like I had to take off my belt when I went through there in November. So they're pretty strict. So just be prepared for that. All right.
This is the conference site that was canceled in 2020. So this host committee has basically been planning, or this host conference has basically been planning this conference for over 10 years.
That is
Yeah,
true.
it's gonna be amazing. I know it.
I have funny you said that, Karen. I have a lot of people know I have a large collection of pins, and I actually have 2 pins on my pin board behind me. One that says IMC St. Louis 2020 and one that says IMC St. Louis 2025. And I remember I got the 2021 at the 2017 conference in Montreal, and that's how long before that they were planning this conference. So yeah, they've been waiting a long time, but it's really a great city, lots of stuff to do. There's a lot of sports, a lot of barbecue, a lot of great stuff to do. We're not bored at all when we went in November. So you guys, whoever's going, you'll for sure have a lot of fun. Let's see, next slide. So the Region 9 dinner in St. Louis, so that's going to be the Monday night that we're there during conference. The state of Oregon is coordinating this year's Region 9 dinner, so all the states in Region 9 take a turn. So Oregon is taking a turn this time. And we're hosting at the St. Louis Cardinals baseball game that night against the Detroit Tigers, which is really awesome. There should be information and registration going out soon, and the cost is expected to be somewhere between $65 to $75 per person. And I think that includes food. And I know Nancy is helping schedule this, and she's raising her hand. Go ahead, Nancy.
It's actually May 19th, 2025. So it's on a Monday,
Oh.
May 19th.
Sorry, typo on my part.
Okay, just want to make sure we have that out there. And then
I think
just
22nd is the Thursday, right?
yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, do not, because I'm the type of person that will look at the 22nd and be like, that's not right, and show up on the 22nd. Just so everybody knows, the $75 includes the ball game. It will include they call it ballpark fare. So hamburgers, hot dogs, baked chicken, cookies, like that type of stuff, popcorn. And then our drinks are free. That is Coca-Cola products and Budweiser and Bud Light for the first 2.5 hours after that. So it'll be $75 per person. We kind of have the patio area to ourselves, and we're kind of sitting on the right field area. Sorry, I had to process that. So
Awesome.
let me know if you have
Nancy,
questions.
thank you. This is Jamie. I'm so excited. Sounds fantastic. So
Yeah.
thank you.
We will our president will send out information when our registration page is up.
And that should be soon. Sorry, this is Kayla. Yeah, hopefully within the next week.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I
thank
wanted
you.
to give props to Oregon for this. There are all the other regions are trying to plan region dinners that same night. And Oregon jumped on this early so we can get that space for Region 9. So props to them, because I know all other regions are still trying to figure out where they're going to go. So the fact that we can get this game that night, I think it's probably the best thing you can probably do that night is the Cardinals baseball game. So props to them for booking that early and getting the registration out. I would encourage those who are attending conference, register early, because that usually, I think last year's sold out or got close to selling out, or
Yes.
it's sold
Correct.
out, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
And they don't take registration at the conference. You have to pre-register.
Correct. We are closing registration 2 weeks before the 19th. So that'd be May 5th. That's when we have to have final numbers.
Awesome.
So if, for those of you that are going to register to the conference, if you want to attend the dinner and you maybe don't see any email, maybe it got stuck in your spam, reach out to Mark and I, and we will get you information on this dinner.
Yeah, we'll do a heavy amount of outreach on this. Oregon will send something out. I think we usually have the state presidents also send out messages to their members. So you'll hear it a few times, but expect that probably in the next few weeks that's going to happen.
But definitely register, like Mark said. We don't want to have to turn anyone away, and it's hard to do that. So once it's open, register. If you're interested in attending, it'll be a great time.
Go ahead, Jamie.
Okay, updates from our mid-year board meeting. So like I said, Mark and I and the rest of the IIMC board, as well as staff, we visited St. Louis. We toured the hotel, and we held our mid-year board meeting in November in St. Louis. Just some highlights for those of you that got our Region 9 winter newsletter, which Mark sent out about 2 weeks ago, Mark. There was a really large recap, a really comprehensive recap from the mid-year board meeting in there. So if you haven't read it, it's good information. You can find that on the IIMC website. But let's see, just the first bullet, year-end projected budget for IMC is anticipated to end with a profit of $4,984, which is an increase from initial projections. The board did pass a conference registration fee increase by $25. And really the genesis for that is just the astronomical costs of AV and food. Those costs just continue to rise. Membership dues increased by $10, and we passed staff salary increases by 5%. And so for this was staff across the board, excluding our executive director. And we just really appreciate our staff at IIMC. They work so hard. They do a fantastic job. And we were just happy to support them in any way that we can. Amendments were made to the election policy. There'll be an implementation of a candidates forum this year for vice presidential candidates. So look forward to that. I believe the candidate filing ends tomorrow, January 15th. The board also discussed online voting platforms. I don't know that that was solved or where we are on that, but I know in prior elections, a lot of folks, IIMC used the platform SurveyMonkey, if I'm correct. And unfortunately, that gets caught by a lot of spam filters. So that could be one of the reasons we don't see the participation in the voting for IIMC candidates. So, and then lastly, we had an update from the IIMC Foundation, which is the fundraising arm of IIMC. And it looks like it was reported they have actually closer to 4 million in reserves and investments. So they are doing very well. Anything to add from the rest of the team?
Anything for me, Dr. J, Karen, anything else we missed?
No, I wouldn't add anything else. That's a great recap.
Okay, thank you.
So like Jamie mentioned, we do have an election coming up for IMC. So those are all the lists of region director vacancies. Region 9 is one of them. Jamie's term is concluding in May, so we have a vacancy for that, and it's the state of Washington's turn. We have a slide about it coming up, but those are all the other regions that have vacancies as well, and of course the vice president vacancy. So there will be an election for that. Nomination period closes tomorrow. Please vote. Our turnouts are abysmal. They're horrible. They're like 10%. We usually get out of 15,000 members, we're lucky if we get 1,500 to vote. So please vote, exercise your right to vote. You're a member, you pay for that right, so please exercise your right to vote. Most candidates provide pretty good lengthy candidate statements, so you can get to know the candidate if you're not familiar with them. But please get out and vote. You know, most of us, our job is elections and handling voting in our municipalities. It's sad that we don't do it ourselves in our own membership, in our own association, so please get out there and vote. It's very important to have your voice heard.
Mark, can I ask a quick
Yeah.
question? I don't know if
Yeah.
it would be appropriate or not, but for those of you on the line, our Region 9 members, if you haven't voted or do you feel comfortable sharing, you know, what can we do to maybe get you to vote? Do you have any feedback to share?
No judgment. We just want to know.
Oh, yeah, just
It's-
anything we can do to help. Any ideas?
Jamie, I think the survey was shared, that the policy committee conducted. And surprisingly, the Survey Monkey was not the reason people didn't vote. The primary reason is because they did not have enough information on the candidates running for office.
I'm
So-
sorry that we didn't highlight you when I didn't know you were. I can't see everyone in the
Yeah,
room.
I'm
Don,
sorry.
our
Yeah,
IMC's president-elect Dawn Abrahamson is is here. So I wanted to call her out. I'm sorry I didn't see you earlier.
Yeah, so that's very telling when you look at the survey results. I can share that with you because it went back in, I don't know if you shared it with the board, but I did receive it. And it really didn't have anything to do with Survey Monkey. It really had to do with members didn't feel they could make an intelligent decision and vote for someone if they didn't really know a lot about him. So I think this
Okay.
forum will be helpful for everyone.
great. Thank you, Dawn. Thank you very much. And that kind of tells me just personally the power of surveys, right? We all kind of went into this thinking we had heard we had heard testimony that it was the platform Survey Monkey, but in the end, it sounds like just maybe not enough information to make an informed decision. So, okay.
Sorry, I'm just reading one of the comments. Spam filters could be an issue. That's been the number one. Whenever we talk about Survey Monkey, that seems to be the number one thing is it getting through to people? All right, Jamie, you want to take this one?
Sure. So like Mark said, I will be leaving the board in May. It has been just a fantastic experience for me. And so I thank you all for your support and encouragement and really for honoring me by allowing me to serve on the IIMC board. Sean Campbell, who is a former president of the Washington Municipal Clerks Association, will be assuming my seat. And Sean, I think you're on the call. Are you?
I am here.
Great.
You guys
So
hear
you see Sean there. Sean did a fantastic job. I had the pleasure of serving with her on the leadership team. I know her and Mark will just continue to do great things for Region 9 and lots of energy, and I'm really excited for them. So yeah, welcome Sean in May.
Thank you. I'm very excited for this opportunity. And Jamie, I just want to take a quick moment to say, as president for Washington State, and to be able to watch you, your tenure has been inspiring, and I'm very glad to be able to follow in your footsteps.
Oh, you'll do. Thank you, Sean. That means a lot. Thank you. Sean is traveling, and so she's so dedicated. She is She's doing this, I think, from a car, and so that's why maybe the reception wasn't as great. But thank you, Sean.
I just want to say when I was president for California, I had the pleasure of traveling with Sean. She was one of the first presidents I connected with when I first started, because you travel to all the state conferences throughout the region. She's such a great person, so gracious, an amazing leader. I'm torn because I love Jamie to death, and I got to travel with Jamie too when I was president, and then I got to assume this role and continue doing that. So I feel like I've been traveling with Jamie for like years. I mean, she calls me her son. Like we have like a really close relationship. So like I'm torn, like I'm so sad to see her go. But I know, I have a friend forever in Jamie, and
Yeah.
but I'm equally as excited for Sean to come aboard. I'm sure we'll be a dynamic duo for sure.
No doubt.
So that thanks. Jamie's done so much for Alaska, for our region as a whole, and her contributions will be felt for years. And I'm sure Sean is equally to make the similar impact. So I'm excited to serve with her, and I'm sad to see Jamie go. So I'm torn. I love you both.
Thank you.
All right. I just wanted to highlight, I know I've been told I sound like a car salesman whenever I talk about this stuff, but I just wanted to highlight the Region 9 store again. We came out with new merch for the St. Louis conference. You can kind of see the green shirt above there. Got like a little arch. It says Meet Me in St. Louis, and it's got the Region 9 logo on the front. So please buy Region 9 merch. Like I would love to see everyone decked out in this at the Region 9 dinner, throughout the conference. So seeing everyone wear their merch, represent their region. Just know that a percentage of every sale goes to the Region 9 endowment for the foundation. So a portion of the sale goes back to scholarships for education. So please buy the merch. We try to make it cool looking. They finally added zip up hoodies. That was the most requested item I got all the time. So buy a zip up hoodie, represent the region. I'll be buying a few things for St. Louis. But please support the Region 9 store, represent, and it also helps with scholarships for our region.
Absolutely. I was tickled the other day, Mark. I didn't realize a member of my staff had even bought a Region 9 sweatshirt. And so we do casual Fridays, and I assumed it was her city sweatshirt. And I looked again, and lo and behold, she had the Region 9 sweatshirt on.
Oh,
so
love it.
It warmed my heart. So thank you. Mark was really instrumental. Mark got our logo together. He got the merch store up and running. And so that's fantastic. So thank you. And then, Mark, do you mind taking this? Because I am not on social media. So I can speak more to the Facebook page than I can.
Yeah, so I put a QR code for people if you want to scan it real quick. We have almost like 1,800 members in Region 9 for IMC. We only have 300 of them on our Facebook group. I know there's a lot more of you out there. It's a great resource for all the latest updates on anything Region 9, conference information, certification announcements. That's the most popular, when we announce our CMCs and our MMCs and our Athenian Dialogue Fellows. And then the Region 9 newsletter. Please join the page. It's a great resource for information. I'd love to get those numbers up to the 400s or 500s. I know you guys I know there's more out there. So I'm trying to promote the page as much as I can. So please, if you're not a member, please scan the barcode, and or you could just search IMC Region 9 on Facebook. It'll pop up. But we'd love to get more members in there. So please join. And then Q&A portion of it. I know we got some questions submitted prior to the meeting when people registered. Just want to go through those, Jamie. I have them here. Do you want me to read them off?
Sure. Do you want to take them one at a time, or?
Yeah. Let's see.
And maybe we've answered some of them, Mark.
Yeah, I think we answered there's one about the annual conference in May. So I think we answered that question. If there's more information you guys want, please let us know. Let's see. Do other states have a separate public records organization for certifications on PRA like WAPRO? I'm not familiar with that. It's not from California.
I'm
WAPRO
guessing that's
is
Washington.
Oh, okay.
Washington Public Records Association organizations. It's out of Washington.
I'm not aware of one in California. We have like a records management one, but I don't know
And
if it's records, like public records requests, or just like we have a records management one that might be the most relatable to that. But I know I don't know if Alaska or Oregon has something similar.
Alaska does not.
I'm not 100% sure. Scott, our VP, is our records genius. Scott, are you on here? Do you know of anything?
I am, and actually, in a lot of ways, OAMR, our state Recorder Association, acts as that records convener for when our state archives wants to change the rules or talk about that. They often come to us for the city schedule. So nothing external to OAMR.
Anyone from
April,
California involved in the one from our state? I'm not. I know there is one.
Anybody, April from Alaska, do you have anything to add on Alaska?
I don't.
Yeah.
For California, it's ARMA, but it's really very specific to records management, not necessarily the public records requests. It somewhat goes through it, just more of the retention and destruction pieces of it. But similar to what Scott had mentioned, they kind of come to CCAC for some of those things, but everything else is just outside vendors.
Cool. Someone answered, I know there's a question. Britt, I'd love a polo, Britt. They don't have them in the store. The minute they do, though, I'm adding it. The Zippa put you had to email them. I said, can you add this to the store? I would love to get like windbreakers and like polos, so like they're a little bit more professional, but they just don't have it. But as soon as they do, I will add it to the store. Okay, next question. Are there plans to increase capacity for CMC Academy registrations? That came from California. I can answer a little bit of this and then maybe punt to Ash if she has more to add. I know they're looking to add I know that the cap now is 70. They're looking to make it 100. I don't know if that's going to happen in this current year. I don't think it is, but I know our institute director wants to do that. I think the main issue is space. They don't have a room big enough for 100 people, and the room now barely fits the 70. So I know that's been something that's been mentioned a few times. The new institute has been very successful, but I know the space is limited. But I think that's kind of where they're at. I know Ash, we had more to add to that.
So basically it comes down to right now we're providing this in a off-site, on campus but off-site room. It's more like a hall versus a lecture room. We're trying to get, because it's a university, we're trying to get on their schedule to allow us to book the actual lecture rooms. So we're just waiting for them. They kind of have like a 3-year cycle of each room has a designated person or class or professor in those. So we're just making sure that we can get onto their cycle. It's been taking a little bit, but we do hope to increase that to 100. We understand that there's a big influx of individuals who are trying to register for that. So we do appreciate the patience. We're just dealing with some of the growing pains when going over to the university.
Thanks, Ash. Let's see. What is being done or has been or could be done to get clerks from Hawaii to join IMC? It's a great question. We have 2 members, I think, in Hawaii. The clerk from Honolulu is a member. Forget his name, Greg or something.
Oh, it escapes me right now.
Yeah. We'd love to get more involved there. It's just there's just not a lot of clerks there. We had casual conversations, probably on the borderline of like funny. This would be cool if we could do that. But like if we were ever to do like a Region 9 like conference or anything like that, we kind of joked and like thought like it would be fun to do one in Hawaii because like technically Hawaii is in our region, and you know we've never obviously gone there for anything. But yeah, I mean that's never really materialized into anything. But I'd love to get them more engaged. It's just it's tough. I don't think there's that many out there. I don't know. In your time, Jamie, have you connected with anyone else besides?
No. I just don't think there's that many.
Right.
So I think we forgot a couple, Mark. One of them is Shelby Carlson from Alaska. Is IMC or any other organizations in our region working on more ethics case studies? And not that I'm aware of. I don't know if anyone else wants to chime in. Dr. J, are you? aware of any from IIMC?
I'm not, but after I read that, I'm happy to. That's like music to my ears. I'm like happy to get involved. I actually don't even know who manages that for providing that type of study or the case studies, I guess, among clerks and whatnot. So I think it's definitely something we can look into.
Okay. And then one other one, it says, no questions as of yet, but interested in potential study abroad opportunities.
Doctor, do you have an overview of like what those look like over the next year?
Study abroad, I actually don't have my hands in at all. That's Chris Shelby, our executive director. So whenever all of that is up, you could look on our website for study abroad. I believe space is extremely limited because it is abroad. So as soon as that information goes out, it's good to jump on it as quickly as possible to reserve or say that you want to actually do that travel time. Actually can look right now on our.
Yeah, I just popped on the website, Dr. J, and it looks like pre-registration, I think, is open for the 2025 Study Abroad Program and Symposium. It will be held in England, September 6th through 12, 2025, and the contact is our Executive Director, Chris Shelby. And I just did a Google search, IIMC Study Abroad Program, and it popped up.
And Karen is also very kindly added them both to our chat. So if you want to check it out there as well, you can.
Okay, perfect. It looks like the deadline to register is March 21st, 2025, maximum capacity of 50 attendees. So it's something I know has always been on my bucket list. I'm not planning for it for this year, but from all accounts, it's fantastic opportunity. So if you're interested in it, I'd encourage you to look into it.
Is there any, I think that's all the questions we had pre-submitted. Is there any from any of the attendees now, if you want to throw it in the chat or if you want to raise your hand, we're happy to answer any questions about IMC or anything in your states. We can try to answer. Judgment-free zone. I guess not. Okay. All right. Oh, Ash, go ahead.
So I'll say the question that some might not be asking but are thinking. I think when it comes to you guys as our region leadership, as well as those at the table with IIMC, what can we do as members to get our voices heard when you're representing us? Like, how can we better assist you guys in making sure that you're accurately representing your members?
You want to start, Jamie, or you want?
No, I think that's a good, fair question, Ashley. I think one step that we did was starting our leadership meetings at all of the state conferences. So trying to get more connected with our state leadership team. Just really trying to communicate more directly with our members, the same message if you have any questions or concerns. I feel like that model probably maybe could be formalized or improved upon, but I think it works as evidenced by the discussions on kind of that proposal to move from points to hours or hours to points for certification. I think we heard voices and I think we carried that through and made it known at a board level. Mark, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, same. I think we've tried to make us more accessible, especially at state conferences. If you want your voices heard on materials about IMC specifically, we're happy to hear those concerns from you and bring them to the board. I have no problem voicing my opinion at a board meeting, and if I hear something from a member in Region 9, I'm happy to voice it for you as well. Or happy to explain something that maybe is not clear. So we're here for you. We try to be as accessible as possible. Accessing the total IMC board, it's easiest at the IMC conference because they're all there and they hold there's an open board meeting for all the members. That's the easiest way to access the board. But if you're not able to do that, we're happy to do that for you. So our emails are always there. We're happy to hear whatever issue or comment or feedback that you have.
If
Tammy.
you want to do something in writing, we're happy to see that the entire board is copied, to kind of
Yeah.
funnel that through. If you have specific ideas on how maybe that process can be formalized or improved upon, I think would definitely be open. I mean, I know Mark would be, and I'm sure Sean would be.
Right, and I think it's important to remember, like we of course directly represent you in Region 9, but the whole board represents you. You paid for IMC membership, the whole entire board, every region director from all over the United States and abroad, they all represent you. And Dawn, I think, would speak to that. We're fortunate we're going to have an incoming president that's going to come from our state, which is really awesome. So we're all here for you. We want to make your voices are heard. So please don't ever hesitate to reach out. And nothing is ever a dumb question or a dumb feedback. Like, we're happy to take everything. So please don't be shy. And if you don't want to do it here, we're happy to take it in an email. If you don't want to say it in front of everyone. So don't ever be shy. Please let your voices be heard. Don't let anything fester. If you have feedback about something, we're happy to hear it. And Tammy, I know you have some feedback. Your hand's raised.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. It's nice when that works. Thank you. I just thought this might be a good opportunity to just speak to everyone and introduce myself. I was selected as a member of the IIMC Futures Group. We'll be meeting for the first time next month, and I noticed that there's 2 members, myself and Brenda Pree from City of Palm Springs, California, who will be representing both the states and then also our region. I have not introduced myself to Brenda yet, but I thought this might be a good opportunity to just speak to you all about this. If you have any ideas or concerns about the future of the clerking profession, any problems you're facing now, or you foresee being a challenge in the future, I would welcome you reaching out to me or Brenda if you're more familiar with her. I really see this as a collaborative effort, and I certainly have my own ideas, but I know we're all facing unique problems, but collectively there's probably some overlap there that I think would be good to acknowledge as part of that group, and just kind of take into considerations for wherever we go with this group. It's all yet to be determined, but I would appreciate any and all input that you may have. Thank you.
Tammy, for that.
That's awesome, Tammy. Thank you.
Mark?
And
Oh,
yeah,
sorry. May I add comment to Ashton's question?
yeah,
Yeah, I also want to just reaffirm that we're a small group in our office, but we are all also excited, able, and willing to answer any and all of your questions and emails that come through. So I hope that, we can convey it enough that and I'll just speak for myself. Our concerns that come in from our members, and I can't really have borders because we serve everybody. We take them in, and I will definitely take it to the appropriate person or persons. So at the end of the day, as in my leadership position, it's to serve all of you and to make sure that your needs are being met, that your concerns are being addressed, and that we have the proper channels to make sure that it gets brought up. Sometimes I'm not the most popular person in a room because I am very comfortable talking about uncomfortable things that maybe is not what the mass group wants, but I just want to leave you all with that sentiment of knowing that if you have something, I'm able to keep it confidential. If you need to have it confidential, if you want to, whatever needs to happen, just know that there is a soundboard and someone here on this side that is open, able, willing to listen, and hopefully come up with a solution, or at least some type of game plan or plan of action for you. So I always say it's just like emailing your congressman or whatnot. When you have lots of stuff, it's good to sometimes our board rotates, right? But I say harass Chris Shelby. I'm just kidding, but I tell him that too. I'm like, Chris, I give your email to everybody, and I say there's an issue, please send it to him as well, because the more people that know and that are informed, that's how we know it's actually a public issue and not a personal problem, right? So I think voices are important. So when things come up, it's good to share your voice and let everyone know.
Thank you, Dr. J. And another, for those of you that maybe aren't monitoring the chat, two came through and you want to make a difference, have your voice heard, consider serving on an IIMC committee. So, and there's links in the chat to the committee page.
Those committees are so important. They would, their recommendations go directly to the board of directors.
To the
So
board. Mhm.
their work is incredibly important. And I feel like most of the time we take their recommendations. So it's incredibly important work. So please get involved, stay on the committee. And that was how I got involved with IMC first. I was on the committee and then, ran for a seat. So it's a good way to get started.
Well said. Any other questions?
Looks like there's none. So the next part is a little bit of fun. We do have a Kahoot trivia game with a really cool prize. I do want to thank all the California clerks are familiar with Tom because he's our best sponsor in the state and he's fantastic. But for those in Alaska, Washington, Oregon, they probably don't know who Tom Diebert is. So I will let him introduce himself and his company NetFile. Just do a little plug for them.
Thanks, Mark. I'll be quick because everybody in California, I'm sure, is already sick of me. So we actually do e-filing systems for local governments in California primarily. However, we're branching out of California. We have a boards and commissions module that, we'd love to show anybody that's interested in. It automates that process entirely. And as far as within California, we do campaign finance, Form 700. We do ethics training. We do Brown Act training, and we're going to be adding harassment training here in the first quarter of the year. So anything we can do for you, we love you all, and you just reach out.
Yeah, Tom, if you want to drop your email in the chat just in case.
Sure, I'll do that.
Out to you. Tom has been very gracious enough to donate a laptop to the winner of this Kahoot trivia game. So really cool prize. So I'm gonna get us started on that. Let me bring up the trivia. For those who attended my my networking sessions when I was president in California, I always did trivia games. I think they're so fun. Who doesn't want to win something, right? So cool. All right. Did everyone see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So for those who don't know, for Kahoot, you can either go on the website or you can scan the QR code and then join the game. I'll give a couple of minutes for everyone so everyone can join. Give it another 15 seconds. There's like 33 to 34 in there, 35. Anyone having issues signing up? Now or forever hold your peace. All right, we'll get started in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. Here we go. It's New Year's trivia. Woohoo. All right, when did the New Year's Eve ball first drop in Times Square? (1907). So 7 people got it right. And just FYI, speed matters, so the quicker you answer, the more points you get. All right, Kelly's got the early lead. How much confetti is dropped in Times Square on New Year's Eve? 500 pounds, 1 ton, 2 tons, 3 tons. One ton. All right, Crystal jumped ahead. All right. When was the first Tournament of Roses parade? 1890, 1920, 1930, 1940. Well, got a close race. Crystal's still in the lead. What is the name of the new generation that starts in 2025? The Gen Tech, Gen Beta, Gen Wise, or Gen Titanium? Gen Beta. How else have you got that one? Well, Crystal second now. In Spain, 12 of what type of food is eaten at midnight on New Year's Eve for good luck? Crackers, carrots, cherries, or cookies? Close race. What is the animal for the upcoming Chinese New Year? Snake, dragon, rat, or pig? It's a snake. All right, leads holding. On average, how many glasses of champagne are consumed on New Year's Eve in the US alone?
I can't wait to see that one.
A lot. I mean, no matter what answer. Wow.
Mhm.
360 mil. A lot of champagne. All right. Oh, getting a little
Moana's rocking it.
Yeah. All right, true or false? Setting off fireworks is a New Year's tradition because it's meant to scare off evil spirits. Still rocking it. On average, how long does the average New Year's resolution last? 1 month, 4 months, 6 months, 3 months. Very long. 3 months.
Good comment, Tim.
Someone said 2 days. 4 months. Wow, you all really have no confidence in that. 1 month, huh? Oh, Abby on fire. Got 7 in a row. What is the traditional New Year's gift in Greece? The orange, pomegranate, grapes, apple. Pomegranate. Oh, well, almost everyone got that. Oh. So close. 50% of all Americans fall asleep before midnight on New Year's Eve. Is that true or false? Me, I'm a night owl. False. It's like 30%.
Oh.
I know. I was surprised too. Oh, you bet? No, so cool. In Italy, what color underwear do people wear on New Year's Eve to bring good luck and love? Blue, red, white, and green. It's red. All right, everyone's getting it right. Which country celebrates New Year's Day on April 14th? How then? Oh. Ooh.
That moved up.
Close. I think this is the last. I think this is the last one. Which is the first country to celebrate New Year's? Wait, no, there's two more questions. First country, time zone. Who celebrates first? The yellow one, I'm not going to pronounce it because I'll butcher it, but yeah. Oh, Abby's back. Took the lead. Which country celebrates New Year by throwing furniture out of the window?
Wow, that's
Not the
interesting.
United States. I know what you're thinking. South Africa. All right, see who won. Yvette got third. Denise got second. And here comes Abby, I think. Abby, you want a laptop?
Is Abby, are you from California?
Yeah, where's Abby from? Santa Ana, that's California, right? Okay.
Yes, it is.
Like there's no other Santa Ana out there. Cool. Abby, if you want to drop your email into the chat so Tom can connect with you. Is that the best way, Tom?
Yeah, I know who Abby is.
Oh, okay. Wait, Abby, wait, she won with my trivia, like when I was president in California. Good for her. She's good at trivia. She wins a lot.
Congrats, Abby.
I had to connect the dots. Sorry. Cool. All right. That's I think all we had. I don't know, Jamie, do you have any closing remarks or anything? You're muted, Jamie.
Just in closing, just thank you all for taking the time to join us. It was great to see new faces, definitely to see familiar faces. And again, if there's anything Mark or I can do, just reach out, email, call, text, whatever works. And I hope to see you all at the IIMC conference. Leading up to IIMC conference, Mark and I look forward to seeing our Washington clerks and then followed by California in San Jose. So yeah, look forward to it. Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone. Appreciate you all. And again, like Jamie said, reach out if you need anything. Thanks for joining us.